Today we are going to uncover how XRP could realistically reach a minimum value of $100 by capturing just a fraction of SWIFT's enormous transaction volume. This is not speculation pulled from thin air. There are concrete connections through R3 Corda and Corda Settler that show how XRP has been positioned quietly behind the scenes as a settlement mechanism linked to SWIFT's global payment network. Let's begin with R3 Corda. For those unfamiliar, R3 is a global consortium of financial institutions developing blockchain solutions for the banking sector. Corda Settler is one of their key applications, and it has supported XRP as a settlement currency since as far back as 2019. That's 5 years of XRP being named directly in presentations, documents, and live demonstrations. What's crucial here is that R3 Corda acts as a bridge. It connects with SWIFT GPI, the dominant messaging and payment system used by over 11,000 banks worldwide. And through Corda Settler, XRP can serve as the settlement asset. This means that even without Ripple and SWIFT announcing a direct partnership, XRP is already positioned as the currency that can settle obligations routed through R3. It's a subtle but powerful form of adoption. Financial institutions may not openly advertise that they're using XRP, but the infrastructure is already in place. This silent adoption is exactly how institutional finance operates. Incremental, hidden in plain sight, until one day it becomes standard practice. Now let's put this into perspective with numbers. SWIFT processes over $5 trillion in transactions daily. If just 1% of that volume were settled using XRP, the liquidity required would push XRP's value dramatically higher. Analysts calculate that this scenario could easily justify a price of $100 or more per token. That's not based on hype, but on the sheer mathematics of settlement demand. 1% of SWIFT volume is modest, but even that sliver could transform XRP from a sub-$3 asset to a 3-figure global settlement currency. We also need to highlight how XRP functions within Corda Settler. Demonstrations show step-by-step how obligations can be denominated in XRP, updated with exchange rates, signed off by notaries, and finalized on the XRP ledger. The system validates the transaction hash, confirms the payment, and closes the settlement process seamlessly. Importantly, XRP is not just being used as gas or fees. It is the actual bridge currency through which value moves, converting from one fiat to another. This role as a settlement bridge is the very essence of why Ripple created XRP in the first place. Another fascinating feature of Corda Settler is off-ledger settlement. This means payments can be processed even without an active internet connection, which opens the door to financial institutions using XRP in environments where connectivity is limited or unreliable. It adds an extra layer of resilience and attractiveness for banks that need uninterrupted settlement capacity. But it goes even further. R3 Corda is not only about payments. It is expanding into the tokenization of real-world assets. Just recently, CSD Prague, the Central Securities Depository of the Czech Republic, became the first institution authorized to operate a DLT-based market infrastructure. This marks the beginning of large-scale tokenization in Europe, and Corda is at the center of it. With XRP already integrated as a settlement option, it positions the token to play a role not only in payments, but also in the future tokenized economy of securities, bonds, and other assets. Consider the implications. XRP is quietly tied to SWIFT through R3 Corda. It is being used in live settlement demonstrations. It is designed to act as a bridge asset in tokenized securities markets. And even at just 1% of SWIFT volume, the settlement demand could push its value to $100 or more. That is not a wild prediction. It is a conservative estimate based on adoption mechanics that are already in play. The financial world rarely announces radical changes in real time. Instead, integration happens gradually, under the radar, until suddenly it becomes the new normal. XRP's integration through R3 and SWIFT is exactly that type of process. The public may not hear Ripple and SWIFT declare a headline partnership, but the underlying rails are already being built. Corda has openly stated that XRP is the only supported cryptocurrency for settlement, and it has been in place since 2019. That fact alone should change the way investors view the long-term potential of this asset. In conclusion, XRP's path to $100 does not rely on speculation or retail hype. It is grounded in institutional adoption, infrastructure integration, and the undeniable scale of SWIFT's global reach. As tokenization expands, as payment settlement evolves, and as regulatory clarity improves, XRP is positioned not as a speculative play, but as a backbone of the next generation of finance. The adoption is happening quietly, behind the curtain, but its impact will eventually be impossible to ignore.